hair day. Kind of fly away today.
You want to get it a little bit wet? Oh, you got your
I
headband.
do it like that. How's that?
I don't know if you'll like it.
Not so good.
I don't think you're gonna like that.
Yeah, I'm in the mood to almost not care. Oh, you're right about it though. Oh, merciful heavens! Cut.
Just a little love. Just a little love.
Past the fire, past the sounds. Moonshine through the clouds. Saddle up, 'cause there's no stopping me now.
Have you ever wanted to eat healthier, but by the time you searched Pinterest, planned your meals, bought the groceries, and figured out what your family would actually eat, you were so overwhelmed that you just ordered pizza instead? Has that ever happened to you? The answer is
Good intro, babe.
Yeah. Or how about I just go pick up ribs at Chumps?
Well, and that's just it. And you know what? Even for tonight, I was thinking in my heart this morning, I'm like, oh, I'm going to make something and everybody can come over for dinner after we record the podcast.
Right.
And the day just flew by.
Well, that's good because I'm on a fasting day. So
you're having a fasting day?
I've had zero food today.
Have you had water?
Water and some coffee, actually.
Ooh, coffee, okay.
Yeah. So if you don't want to make food, you don't have to.
Okay. Grace and I had just chatted about maybe getting together for some food.
Oh, if you want to make food, please do. I'll eat light.
Okay. Well, I think
be social. I bet that's a part of what we're going to talk about today, isn't it? I'll be sociable with food. But
sociable with food,
I've had zero food today. I was going to see maybe take 2 or 3 days and just not have food.
Well, I don't know that you need to just not have food. Like you can if you want to, but
I know.
And
I
you've done
understand
that
how the
before.
game's played. I do it periodically.
But there's so many options, like the 21-day purification.
Sure.
It just kind of depends on what your symptoms are. What are you targeting?
I don't have symptoms. I just taken a day off food.
Yeah.
Just let my body have a chance to not process food.
Yeah. It's amazing. The first day is always the best day for that.
Yeah.
I think. The second day isn't too bad either.
Actually, I like the second day best.
Better?
By the end of the third day, I'm thinking, let's have a cheeseburger.
Well, and that is the challenge with fasting, is that it's all or nothing. And then your body's like, oh, no, we can't do the nothing thing.
No. Well, no, it can. And to be fair, I mean, we're just kind of spoiled.
We are.
Your body could go weeks probably without fuel.
Yeah.
It could go maybe days without water, but it needs fuel probably easily 2 or 3 weeks with no food, and you would not die.
Well, Jesus fasted for 40 days. So.
Right. Well,
I mean, he was Jesus,
Son of God, so he's got a little edge over the rest of us. But
it could have gone longer, I'm sure.
You know how that could be. But yeah, you can go days, a week, and you might get a little lightheaded, or you might feel a little special in some ways. I don't know, but everybody's capable. We just don't want to do it because it's easier to. We don't eat because we're hungry. We eat because we can,
and because it's delicious.
And
our taste buds love it,
and it's social. Like you said, we talked to Grace. We're going to go get food. Well, that's what we do on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Right. So I'll eat light though. We can. I won't spoil the party. Promise.
Won't spoil the party. No worries.
But what I do want to talk about is the compilation of ideas that you have accumulated over just the last few weeks.
Well, I mean, let's face it, it's probably more like 30 years. But when I wrote The Radiant Reset last year, it was published in February of 2025. And at that time, I really had a heart for that this was going to be a 3-book series, a trilogy.
Yes.
I thought that I was going to start with like a 90-day journey to living well, more of a like a journaling
guide with a workbook and
a little bit of that, but more of the transformational side of it.
Okay.
And it just never came together for me. Like I would go back to it and I would think about it and I would pray about it. And it's like, God, where do we want to go with this? For a while, I was thinking it would be turned into like a 9-month guide based on Esther's journey. But that didn't feel right either. That just wasn't coming together. But 2 weeks ago, I was putting together a guide for a program that I have through the Radiant Wellness program.
The Radiant Wellness program?
The Radiant Wellness.
Sorry.
And it got to be 73 pages long. And
that's not a guide.
That's not a guide. That is a book.
Yes.
And
that's no pamphlet.
Because I have guides and they're, like 15 pages and they're helpful, but it's just not the same thing. So then as I'm doing this, I'm like, oh, I know what I need to do with this. This is the second book. And so it's the Living Well Family Table, and it's the guide for gathering, nourishing, and living well together. And it has recipes in it, some of our family favorites, but it's more about how to live well. These are
Okay.
the things that a lot of times people say. So there's one study, I was kind of gathering some research, and it found that only about 4% of US adults consistently met a broad set of healthy lifestyle behaviors.
Okay.
So
That means
4%.
what? Healthy lifestyle behaviors.
Healthy weight, nutritious diet, physical activity, avoiding smoking, excessive drinking, but 96% wanted
In
better
other
health,
words, people are willing to want it. They're not willing to do the work.
or they don't know how, and that's where the book is.
Okay.
That's where this came from. Is that it is an answer to a real problem. There's moms that don't know how to do meals for their families.
Why do you think that is?
I think that we lost a generation in there because we thought that fast food was the answer. We thought that processed food, we just didn't know how bad it was going to be for us. But not only did it affect our physical health, it prevented us from passing generationally
it's like we
delicious
skipped
recipes
an entire generation of people did not learn how to prepare food
to cook.
or what even
Yes.
really food is or where food even comes from.
Right, because I mean, I love macaroni and cheese from a box. Annie's and Whole Foods organic is delicious, but it's not
It is
real
still
food.
processed trash.
Yeah, and they're so easy to make real macaroni and cheese. So if you
Right.
want a real macaroni and cheese recipe, just reach out because I am happy to provide that. But anyway, so it came from that. It's easy to kind of get, I don't know, I don't want to say complacent, but when people are looking for information or lacking information, we assume that they should just know that they need to eat more vegetables, drink more water. Like, I'm sure you say this how many times a day, eat more protein. Do you say it to every patient?
I think people just need to know what food is. Food is fuel for
Yes.
energy, and food is building material for the restoration and the recreation of new cells.
So it's really true when you say, or anybody says, you are what you eat. If you are not eating good food, you are not going to have a good body.
Well, you are what you eat, digest, and metabolize. So there's a little more to it than what you put in your mouth. However, there is a massive difference between the body by Pillsbury or General Foods or General Mills and the body by the garden section and fresh meats and vegetables and eggs
Garden
and
of
fish.
Eden.
So yeah, the food God put here is different than the ones that you'll find in a box with Annie's label or whoever's label on it, for sure.
Well, and I wanted to fast track this too because I think we've talked about this before, and we had the ladies on, Lindsay and Sheila
Yes.
from the Holistic Revival Ohio.
And I do want to cover
And
some of that,
that-
while we're
yes.
talking about things.
Well, this the reason why I fast tracked this. I mean, it went from this part of my to-do list all the way to the top of the to-do list because I wanted to have it ready for our table at the Holistic Revival.
Perfect.
And it is going to be happening at the end of July 28th through August 1st. There's still tickets available, I believe. I don't think there's a lot of them still
Special
available.
guest is coming.
Barbara O'Neill. And Barbara, if you've spent any time in the world of natural health and wellness, you have heard of Barbara O'Neill. She is Australian natural health educator. That's how she terms herself. She's an international speaker. She's authored so many books, so many really fabulous books. And she has just spent decades teaching how to analyze your nutritional intake, your lifestyle habits, lifestyle in general, how to drink well, hydrotherapy, rest, move, and all the other natural approaches.
Very, very much common sense.
Very common sense and very herbal, remedy minded.
She has basically taken the things that the planet has to offer and showed us how to use them in a medicinal way when necessary, in a therapeutic way above that, but how to live with the rhythm of the planet and the rhythm of each other. She's fun to listen to with her Australian accent. But she's a brilliant lady, and so we are part of the team that's bringing her. We are kind
Well,
of
we're not sponsors, but we are vendors at the event. So we will
Okay.
be there to chat with people that come in, and then you'll be doing a short presentation as part of. I
on
think that's on
Saturday, that
Saturday.
weekend.
So yeah, if you guys want to check out that part
It'll
of it,
be a
that'll be
neat
fun.
opportunity for a wellness-oriented community. There's only
Yes.
500 tickets, right?
There's only 500
And I don't
tickets.
know how many are still left by the time this airs. There will be very few left because
Yes,
I know that's
'cause
been a
today's
popular
the
conversation.
16th of July. Yeah.
But at the root of it is building a community of people who are just committed to learning and sharing and growing together in a way that lets us all live better from the inside out.
Right. Exactly. Like-minded people and wellness-focused businesses.
Yes.
There'll be lots of businesses there. You can talk to lots of people. There'll wide variety of
Everything from
poultices to wellness and chiropractic care to
herbology.
Yes.
Yeah,
all-
I'm sure it'll touch all kinds of
It really
avenues. It'll be a
will.
fascinating couple of days.
Yeah. And you can follow them on social media. A lot of the vendors have put on videos so that you can get to know who they are. Look forward to seeing them there as well. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's very special that she's coming to our little area of Ohio.
Yep.
Yeah. She's an international speaker. She goes everywhere, but she's
She's
coming
one
to
of the people,
West
though, I will
Milton,
say,
Ohio.
she became very, very unpopular in
Yeah.
certain circles during the alleged pandemic.
Yeah.
Because she was speaking out a bunch of truth, and the algorithm wasn't favorable to some of her information because it did not match the narrative. So if you are not conspiracy minded, I don't even mean to think of it that way, but if you know that you want to be looking at things from an alternative health standpoint, which I think is also kind of crazy. What's the alternative to health? Bad health, right? The
Good health
alternative
versus
to
bad health,
health
yeah.
is misery and sickness.
Yeah.
So they call this alternative healthcare, which I think is a joke because, pharmaceutical things, highly toxic things, that should be the alternative.
Exactly.
So it's kind of
So
been,
if you want toxic things,
yeah,
that's
the
the
narrative
alternative.
has been really flipped because what we consider alternative world should be first line. Like you always start with what's conservative. You always start with what makes good common sense. And if those things can't get you to achieve the desired outcome, you move to the next most invasive thing or the next most challenging thing.
Yeah.
So we've been led to believe it's the other way around. And so she's going to be a delightful addition to the neighborhood for a minute.
Yeah, she, just touching on that a little bit more, I would call it regulatory scrutiny is what she was under. She wasn't allowed to talk about health, I think, for like 10 years. Or she would
that
go
right?
to jail. She didn't go to jail. There was
Australia is
never-
basically a communist country. I mean, they put the
It's-
smackdown on
yeah.
their people like nothing before.
Oh, this says permanent prohibition order, which means she's prohibited from providing any health services in New South Wales.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
It's true. Yeah, they're very much like that. But my books will never rival hers. She is incredible. I love her take on herbal wellness. And she is going to break down different systems of the body for each day, what can help them, what your symptoms are. And she takes live questions. So if you have something that you would love to ask her about, that you'd like her take on it, you would have the opportunity on some of the tickets to be able to do that, which I think is amazing.
Hopefully there's a moderator because that can turn into a monopoly in a room like that.
I think she moderates herself, and she is very business minded.
There's always that one person
She
or two
gets
people
on-
that want to commandeer the conversation in front of a crowd.
I don't think she'll allow it. She's been doing it
not.
too long and too well.
I won't allow it. I will become the sergeant of arms.
Okay.
If that
Volunteer
should be the
yourself.
case. Yeah. Knuckle smacker.
So going back to like the whole idea, it's it's really about people just saying, "Tell me what to do.
Yes.
I need steps.
Guidance.
I will do anything that you say." That's a lot of times what they'll say.
That's true.
Some people have their non-negotiables, but for the most part, they just need a plan. And so the book is basically the plan
Got it.
for them to do well.
So it's not necessarily just a recipe book. It's not a cookbook.
No, there are 30 or more. Actually, I think there's even more than that of our family favorites.
Right.
Things that we would definitely make for our family that are definitely more on the wellness side of things.
Right.
They're going to fit a program for Radiant Wellness.
Good.
Okay.
Are there any sweet treats or any
There
things that
are,
are less
yeah.
than?
No, because we
in the
have to
wellness
also
club?
live. We also have to live.
So it fits with our 80-20 kind of rule.
Yes. So there's healthy snacks, family treats, and simple desserts.
Yes.
Even recipe for sourdough bread, because I
Okay.
think that's a really important part of what should be on the family table.
100%.
Bread is life, right?
But let's talk about the family part of it. Why are we calling it a family table?
Because as a family, it is way easier to get well together. If you're starting at the point where your family is just really struggling,
Yeah.
not necessarily with weight, but allergies, all going down the path of autoimmune or acne or hormones, all of those things where it's like, but everybody has kind of a different challenge.
Okay.
Like it's not going to all be the same. Somebody
Right.
might have, digestive issues and somebody might have allergies.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're all working together to make that family plate healthy,
Yes.
then whatever they're dealing with is going to get better too.
So the biggest challenge that I think a lot of people experience, and I could be wrong about this, but I think people lean into convenience before they lean into anything else.
It's
Like
true.
I've got to get the kids to soccer, I've got to get you to karate, I've got to pick up things at the grocery, and I got to go do X, Y, Z. And so getting around the family table 5 nights a week is going to be a tough call for a lot of people. So are we talking about maybe here's creating a more consistent plan?
Rhythms.
Rhythm. Thank you.
Yep. I
So
think
we know that
rhythms
at least
rule
on
the
this day,
world.
this day, or the other day, maybe 3 days a week we start, and we all know the rules on it.
And actually that's part of the book is there are kitchen rules.
Yes.
And if everybody adheres to it, there's even a place where everybody can sign if they want to take it that far. In that way, everybody's on the same page. And if the kids are old enough, and even starting really young,
I was
like
going to
honey
say, if you
helps
can,
cook.
amen. If you can hold a wooden spoon, you can stir something.
Exactly. And I think that makes them part of the process. And they're
Amen.
much more apt to stay with it and then create their own rhythms that they're going to take into their
Yes.
family's
Like
lives.
if you'll put down your cell phone for 20 minutes, I want to show you how to make something with
Yes.
food and utensils. And I remember when we first started letting the kids chop or cut things. And it's terrifying because you think, I don't want to
They have
run to
better
the
knives
ER.
now
Right.
that look like real knives, but they're a little safer.
Do you remember there was a time we got a sitter for a couple of hours? I don't remember her name. She was only 10 years old.
I know.
And we had her come and hang with the kids.
Yes, I remember
And
exactly
we
what you're
came
going to
home,
say.
And what did we find?
Cookies.
Thank you.
Homemade
Chocolate chip cookies.
with
The
turning the oven
10-year-old
on.
had taken our 6, 4, and 3,
maybe
and
even younger.
and they had made their own, turned on the oven, clean, and it was clean. Like we got home and we didn't know it.
Absolutely. And you know what? At the time, I was freaked out about it.
Yes.
Her name was Jessica.
Yes.
And
Oh my gosh.
I was totally freaked out about it. And when I think about it now, I'm like,
It's
that
brilliant.
was so cool.
It's brilliant.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it lets the door open up for what children are actually capable of learning as opposed to what we think they're capable of learning. Like if you'll put down your cell phone for just a few minutes, I'm going to introduce you to something that'll change your life.
Yeah.
And it does. It builds community. It builds family. Here's what I love. Here's what I don't love.
Yeah.
Vegetables. Well, you can't say you don't love it if you haven't tried them. And so just the conversation that revolves around connecting together and learning how to eat
Right.
one fruit that you've never had as a family.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're doing your grocery shopping,
Which is included. There's a grocery list.
Yes.
There's a 6-week meal planning.
okay,
So that all the recipes that are in there, you can take them and plug them in. I already have them plugged in, but you can move them around. There's also, the family kitchen agreement and hunger and craving awareness. So helping everyone understand when their cravings happen, what they're looking for. And a lot of times that's a mineral deficiency. So finding the root cause for some of those cravings. So it's, it can go as deep as they want it to, or it can just be a fast
one
start.
day a week, we're going to get together and make it work.
So things to focus on, things to limit, a lot of information about protein and macros and how to build your plate, what a beautiful, nourishing plate actually looks like with percentage of things and colors.
Portions.
And portions, yes. You guys already know how I feel about the high-fat diet that we are in with ultra-processed foods and the way that seed oils are industrialized and how bad
It's
they are
poisonous.
for us, and they're
And
poisonous.
everything is over sugared.
And everything's over sugared
is-
for the ultra processed. But the fats, yes, we know the bad fats, but good fats to an excess are bad too.
Yeah, anything to excess is bad.
Right. And so learning how to monitor fat, that seems to be the biggest challenge with my clients, is knowing how to count fat grams.
Mm-hmm.
And so each one of the recipes actually is coded. Like 1 is eat as much as you want, no biggie. 2 is like moderation. 3 is like have this maybe once or twice a week rather than every day.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the higher fat things. So there's a little, what would you call that? Not a guide, not a code, not a, when it's red, yellow, green. I'll think of it in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once your little brain gets going, it's hard for me to keep up.
So the healthy fats, the proteins, smart carbohydrates, because that's another biggie too. We need carbohydrates. Our brain thrives on glucose.
Not all created equally.
But
Got to
they're
know where
not.
they're coming from
got
and
it.
what's their source.
And then having organic produce and understanding how important in this day and age organic is.
So I could get this book.
Mm-hmm.
I could cruise through it. I don't have to go cover to cover. I can kind of pick and choose and move around. But I could start with just my grocery list and say, okay, kids, here's going to be our field trip for the week. We're going to go pick out things that you get to maybe make a meal one night and your meal is the next night. And what you choose will be maybe the night or the morning or the day after that.
Right.
So I love the family component to this.
Me too. Yeah. So week 1 is family focus.
And if you don't have family in the neighborhood, friends, your friends group
Do
gets
it for
together.
yourself.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're
Reminds me of
still
a joke, but I won't
no.
tell it.
Okay. So week 1 is family focus. Week 2 is building momentum.
Okay.
Family favorites, their family favorites, creating that family rhythm, the Sunday reset, and then the family wellness blueprint.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I haven't seen it. I have not read the book yet. I haven't seen the
well,
book
it's not
yet.
printed yet.
Oh,
I just have the transcript.
I see.
It's going to go to KDP.
that explains why I haven't seen it.
Tonight. Yeah. Well, this is the fake. This is the fake.
That's the cover.
This is and this is 380 pages,
Okay.
and so the new one is gonna be like
A third.
little smidgen of it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just 75 pages,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. Like there's full color pictures in it, but I'm gonna print those separately, and they'll be available here probably at the office.
Okay.
And other places too. And then, so we'll have them that way. But to print them on Amazon in full color makes them so expensive. And I can't set the pricing of them.
Amazon does that for us.
KDP does, the publishing
Yeah.
part of Amazon
All right.
does that. So they're not going to be as pretty if you buy them on Amazon.
Because the black and whites of food are not as gorgeous
Exactly.
as the
Yeah,
colors
the pictures
of food.
are just not going to look as pretty.
But the
it'll
information
be
will be there.
functional. Yes.
Amen. Yeah.
And there's spaces in the book that you can write.
Did you have any stories? Did you include any of our family stories or your children's stories or any of that?
Just a tiny bit, not so much like the Radiant Reset.
Okay.
I wove a lot of our family in my growing up and our raising the girls and beyond
Okay.
in the first book. But
Did
this
you
is
include
more
any
of a,
kitchen disasters? Things that you thought were going to go a certain way that did not go a certain way?
I didn't, but that's a good idea. Maybe I can use that on some of my social media.
Yeah, because we've dumped out more than one or two things that didn't go the way we thought at the
Actually,
time.
you know what? Let's think about that though. I
Or
really
burned
can
something or
burning things. Yeah.
like the house didn't catch on fire. It was just toasting
Yeah.
coconut.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's
That
gonna
was-
be
yeah.
that's coming up. But the only recipe that I think that nobody in our family liked was when we lived at the house on Wright Avenue, and I had used a sweet potato baby food to make some kind of a sauce,
Uh-huh.
and it was horrible.
Okay.
And it was and the girls were little, and our rule was you have to at least try it.
Yep.
And we were never about like you have to be a clean plater.
No,
It's
clean
like
plate
eat till
is
you're
not-
full,
Right. Or don't eat.
or don't eat.
That's the
Yes,
other thing. We're not making 5 different
Yeah,
meals.
we
I
don't-
don't like this. Well,
Yeah.
then you're going to bed hungry.
Yeah.
I'll leave it for breakfast. You can try again later.
Not quite that
Mm.
military style, but
No, you're much more flexible with Honey and the boys than you were with ours, though.
oh my gosh, that's so true. Yeah, it's like well,
Try
I
this.
always
Well, let me
I
get you
already
this. Would
I
you like
always
some of
have
this?
rotisserie chicken in the
Jeez
refrigerator.
Louise.
Anyways, so yeah, so there's all the different recipes in here, and yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited that I have
Me too.
people on my team that I can, Alyssa Carpenter was a huge part of putting it together. She's the one that made it look so beautiful. Then I took her creation and we uploaded it to the editor and formatter through Fiverr, and she got that done. And then I got the cover done, and so we'll be ready to upload it.
And so and you check me if I'm wrong on this as well, but the goal is kind of really to simplify things and just take away some overwhelm and give people a starting point.
Give people a starting point. That's all this is.
Yeah.
And then they can figure out what they love about it and what they want to keep and what can implement easily into their lives. And then they are starting a generational journey with their own
They can
family.
introduce their own kids to here's how you actually prepare food that you don't have to go drive through a restaurant to get.
Yes. And then they will start teaching their children. So we need to bring that pendulum back to.
Are you going to start a cooking class thing?
I am not. I'm still thinking about the mahjong thing, though.
Which doesn't involve food, but
Yeah,
should have snacks.
It will have snacks. Maybe, maybe it'll be that. I used to think that it would be fun to do a cooking class, but it's
so
not.
much.
That's
You
not
have
my
always,
thing.
one of my favorite things is cooking or being in the kitchen while you're cooking. I don't cook with you. I cook. You cook and I'm near
I do
you.
feel like when you're in the kitchen, I do have my own cooking show, though.
Yes. Yeah. I'm your audience. But I love watching you prepare food. And I love watching how that food comes out. And I love watching our people enjoy the food that you prepared. I can't remember anything. I forgot about the baby food thing. But I can't remember anything that you've made that we have not been able to enjoy on some level. Your food is good.
And I'm so grateful that you are such a willing participant in all the recipes that I've ever made. When we're talking about, like if I'm saying, what should we have for dinner? And then, what's your line?
Whatever you're making.
Whatever you're making. And how much better it is than any restaurant could ever
And
make.
it's like that show on TV called Chopped. Sometimes you don't have a meal plan. We just open up the fridge and check in the pantry and combine things in a way that the ingredients, and some of it you would never think is even going to be good, but once it's together,
Yes.
it is delicious.
It's delicious. So you know what we would be called in this day and age?
No.
An ingredient house.
Oh,
Because we don't have a lot of packaged food, but we have our
gotcha.
ingredients
Sure.
to make food.
yes.
I thought that was really interesting. I can't remember where I heard it. I think it might have been maybe one of Noble's friends said it to Lily.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it's something like that. Somewhere down there. Because I know Lily has
But
a
that's
lot
the
of
thing.
things that are easy for kids to grab too.
Well, that's because she's feeding two boys that eat like farm animals, and then they bring 5 of their friends, and
I know.
it's a frenzy.
I
It's like piranha.
don't know how she I mean, it's just crazy. I can't imagine their
Yeah,
grocery
they are
bill.
always eating.
Yeah.
Always eating.
Yeah,
So to wrap it up, let's put a
wrap it up.
final challenge. What do we think for people?
Definitely check out the Holistic Revival Ohio.
Okay.
We'll drop the links to them in there. If you can go, we would love to meet you. We would love to have you there.
And I'm curious, will there be
participate.
recording? In other words, will that be no recordings?
Nope.
You're either there or you are not.
Exactly. There will not be a virtual option for
Got
this,
it.
and there's
Okay.
no recordings.
Okay.
And other than that, I guess, were you looking at like the final challenge?
Yes.
There's a lot of things that you can do. Like even if everybody has to leave their phones in another room at dinner time, just so that you're connecting. One of the things that we did with the kids, is, and we would set our schedules around their schedules. We would eat when everybody was at the house. So if Lily had dance class till 8:30 or 9, we would eat at 8:30 or 9, which isn't the best, but we preferred the trade-off of everybody being together.
Versus, yeah.
And then we would do bummers and blessings. That was the way for us to stay connected daily to things that were happening in their lives. So the bummers is kind of a low point for
Yeah,
your day.
what happened today that wasn't good for you or wasn't as happy, and then what was something that was a huge blessing.
The blessing, right.
Yeah.
And sometimes bummers and blessings are the same thing.
Right.
They can be the same thing, but
true.
it creates conversation. You don't always, we like the little cards that you can use for conversation starters, but sometimes you just need to be open to listening and asking
And be
the right
curious
questions.
about each other's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You already mentioned about trying one new recipe, building the grocery list together is a great idea. Having them
Grace learned how
shop.
to read.
Yeah.
I mean, you would put a grocery list together, and Grace and I would always be the early ups on Sundays. Everybody else wanted to
Oh,
sleep
yeah,
a
it's
little bit
true.
later.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when Grace, before she was probably 3, she was probably Honey's age.
Yeah,
And
true.
we would sit together. We would get to Meyer. This is before the Kroger was even here, and we would sit at the counter and have a donut and a coffee or a chocolate milk. But I would code your grocery list. It might have 20 things on
Yeah.
it, and I would put it like a triangle beside all the produce, and a circle beside everything in the bakery, and a square beside the canned goods or whatever. So I would code the list. And then Grace would sit in the cart, and her job was make sure we cross off everything from that area before we go to the next area. And there was one point where I said something about, we're in the produce section. And I said, do we have all the triangles? Her job was to cross off the list. Do we have all the triangles? And she said, no. And I said, cool, how many are left? And she said, just one. And it's lettuce.
So she read it?
Yeah. And I said, what do you mean it's lettuce? And she says, well, she was reading your handwriting. But that's how I knew she was, putting
She's
thoughts
reading,
and shapes to letters to words.
Right. Not just from the little golden books.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But yeah, so I mean, she and I would do a lot of the grocery shopping back then because it was the time that we could do it.
Yeah. And you would bring all of them to figure out the cost per unit and did
That was
math with them in the
right?
store. Yeah.
Here's this one costs this much. This one costs this much. What's the better deal? Well, compare the volume or compare the weight or whatever. So yeah, the grocery was a field trip. Basically.
Yeah.
And then you learn how to interact, and you learn how to count change, and you learn how to greet people with a handshake and look them in the eye. And so yeah, I wouldn't trade any of that for anything.
I know. That was
I love the
time.
grocery store even today.
I know you do. Like I get
I
a lot
feel
of our
very,
food
very
delivered.
thankful in the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to grow any of that food. I don't have to weather the weather. I don't have to scratch the earth and plant the seeds. I don't have to can it or label it or anything. All I got to do is pick it out, swipe a card, and I'm on my way. And I don't care how much they cost. I mean, you got a budget, and I know that. But the reality is, if you had to grow it and take care of it on your own, the cost would be astronomical. So to have produce that's fresh and brought to the store, and all you got to do is go get it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is a magic place.
Yeah.
So yeah, the grocery store is one of the places I feel a lot of thankfulness because the people involved. If you thought about how many people it takes to get a loaf of bread to the store,
So many.
it's
hands on.
wild.
Yeah.
Somebody had to grow the wheat. Somebody had, it's wild to think about.
Yeah.
And all I got to do is swipe a card, and I never complain about the price of it. It just is what it is, and it's still a better value than if I had to do it myself.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Yeah. And you're great at doing it. You're usually really fast.
I enjoy it. Since the lockdowns, that changed everything. People behave very differently since the alleged pandemic, and people treat people differently. And so, it's better now than it was certainly shortly after that. But it's still a place where I just feel a lot of thankfulness. I just do.
I love that.
Yeah.
So my closing thoughts are: when we gather, we nourish. When we nourish, we flourish together.
Hello. That's nice. That's a bumper sticker. T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no, I love it. So if this rattles your cage or resonates for you,
yeah. Hopefully by the time this episode drops, that it will be on Amazon.
yeah, they'll be able to access the book and all that comes with it.
And if not, I'll make sure that they know where to get it if you would like it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It'll be an
little
ebook too.
experience. There'll be a code, probably a QR code where things that are already available as will be just put into that same place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You're the busiest woman in show business. I don't know anybody working harder than you doing stuff like this.
It's fun. It's like your work. It's fun.
Well, my work lets me go to bed by 9:30, and your work keeps you up till 1 or 1:30.
Only because my brain just keeps going.
It
And I'm
does.
like, oh my gosh, this is such a good idea.
That's why. You're
But it's okay. Yeah.
hardest working woman in showbiz.
Oh, I
All right.
appreciate that, babe. Okay. Yeah.
should
Like,
they do?
subscribe, follow, and share. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you. You got
All right.
it.
See
You
you
got
next
it. All
time.
right. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Don't stop me. Don't stop me now.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure what was going to happen with that, but
Now we know.
that worked out.
Just fine.